David Warner Biography, Early Life, Career, Achievements, Controversies, Personal Life. David Warner is an Australian international cricketer and a former captain of the Australian national cricket team. However, he has captained for only limited overs cricket formats, such as Twenty20 T20 and One-Day Internationals ODIs. In addition, he plays for the New South Wales and Sydney Thunder teams in the domestic Australian tournaments. Born and raised in Sydney, New South Wales, David started playing cricket when he was a kid. He played throughout his school and eventually became a member of the Australian under-19 cricket team. Throughout his late teenage years, David played and performed exceptionally well in domestic and first-class leagues. He also did exceptionally well in the KFC Big Bash, which ensured his entry into the Australian national team. In January 2009, he made both his Twenty20 International T20I and ODI debut, playing against South Africa. His batting style was initially considered to be more suited to the limited overs format. Thus, he made his Test debut a bit late, in 2011, against New Zealand. David is consistently listed among the best batsmen in the world. His hard-hitting left-handed batting style has made him an absolute favourite with the fans, who support him wholeheartedly whether he plays for his national team or his IPL team, Sunrisers Hyderabad. In March 2018, his involvement in a ball-tampering incident had him banned from international cricket for a year. David Warner Childhood, Early Life. David Warner was born David Andrew Warner on October 27, 1986, in Paddington, Sydney, New South Wales, to Howard and Lorraine Warner. He grew up with his older brother, Steve. Theirs was a lower middle-class household, with their father working in a factory. David's parents hardly managed to fulfill the basic needs of their children. The first bat David ever got was an SS Jumbo at the age of 10, which he used extremely carefully, as his family would not have been able to afford a new bat if something had happened to it. David continued to play cricket throughout his childhood and his teens. Living in a housing commission apartment, David also started working part-time when he was in school. He sold newspapers during the weekends in order to attend school camps. Despite everything that held him back, he did not stop playing cricket. He studied at the Randwick Boys High School and was part of the school team, although he is known as a hard-hitting left-handed batsman. His school coach was tired of him hitting the ball in the air. He made David bat using his right hand, but David preferred his mother's advice and batted with his left hand. He played for the Sydney Coastal Cricket Club and broke the club's record for the under-16 team's highest-scoring batsman. He also played for the Eastern Suburbs Club at the age of 16. Around the same time, he was selected for the under-19 Australian team that toured Sri Lanka. Toward the late 2010s, his fame grew, as he was being considered for the national team without ever playing in a first-class game. David Warner career. By 2008, David had begun playing domestic cricket for New South Wales. Before he made his first-class debut in March 2009, David had already played international matches for the Australian team. He thus became the first Australian cricketer in history to play an international match for his national team without playing a single first-class match. Playing for New South Wales in domestic tournaments, David scored 197 runs off 141 balls, hitting 24s and 10 sixes. This was the highest individual score ever achieved in Australian one-day domestic cricket. David made his international debut in January 2009 in a T20 match against South Africa during the South African Tour of Australia. In his first match, he scored 89 runs off 43 balls, with 7 fours and 6 sixes. He also scored the second fastest half-century in a T20 game. The same month, David also made his ODI debut against South Africa. His consistently good performances made him a regular in the Australian limited overs squad. However, As the best potential of cricketers is realised by their performance in the Test cricket format, he was yet to prove his worth. He made his Test debut in December 2011 against New Zealand in Brisbane. The match was part of the Trans-Tasman Trophy tournament, and he was given a chance when another hard hitter, Shane Watson, was injured. In the first innings, he scored 3 runs. He had an unbeaten 12-run stint in the second innings and scored the winning runs. He scored his first Test century in the same series against New Zealand, scoring an unbeaten 123 in the second innings. Since then, he has played 74 Test matches for Australia and has scored 6,363 runs, with an average of 48.20 runs per innings. He has also scored 21 centuries and 29 half-centuries, with his highest score being 253. In his ODI career, David has played 106 international matches to date and has scored 4,343 runs, with an average of 43.43. He has scored 14 centuries and 17 half-centuries, with his highest ODI score being 179 runs. David is also an exceptional IPL player. Initially, he played for the team Delhi Daredevils, but since 2014, he has been playing as a top-order batsman for Sunrisers Hyderabad. With 4,014 IPL runs, he holds the record for the highest-scoring international player in the league. However, the ball-tampering scandal had him banned from playing all forms of cricket in 2018. Thus, he did not play in the IPL that year. He returned to Sunrisers Hyderabad in 2019. David Warner records achievements. David Warner is known as one of the best batsmen in the current Australian lineup. He happens to be the first Australian batsman to score 7 ODI centuries in a single year. He shares the credit of being one of the best T20 openers with his teammate Shane Watson. The pair has scored 1,154 runs in T20I games together, which is the second highest opening pair score in the history of the format. In January 2017, he won the Allan Border Medal for the second time and became only the 4th player to win the coveted trophy more than once. He has served as the vice-captain of the Australian team between 2015 and 2018. He was the team's captain during the 2016 ODI series against Sri Lanka. He also served as the captain during the 2017 to 2018 Trans-Tasman Tri-Series against England and New Zealand. David Warner Controversies. In March 2018, David, along with Steve Smith, was accused of ball tampering during the 3rd Test match of a series against South Africa. Cameron Bancroft had apparently tampered the ball, and it was later found that the leadership of the team had prior knowledge of the action. Cricket Australia launched an investigation, and David was found guilty of the charges. In March 2018, David was banned from playing international and domestic cricket for a year and from captaincy for the rest of his career. David has also received a lot of criticism for his aggressive behaviour during matches. He was mentioned as the most juvenile cricketer on the field by New Zealand captain Martin Crowe. David Warner family personal life. David Warner married Australian model, surf lifesaver, and professional ironwoman Candice Falzon in April 2015. They have 2 daughters, Ivy May, born on September 11, 2014, and Inda Ray, born on January 14, 2016. When David is not playing cricket, he enjoys swimming, playing golf, and writing. Leave your comments in the comment video below. Don't forget to share with your family and friends.